Hello there. Welcome back to another interesting session of radio learning. Let's have a short recap of what we learned in the previous module. So, what is a radio? It is a device that either makes or responds to radio waves. And it was D. Forrest, the first person to use the word radio and also introduced AM radio. It was Edwin Howard Armstrong who invented the FM radio. AIR was introduced during the period of national movements, and also we learnt about the different objectives, nature and advantages of radio. In this module, we will be focusing on the types of microphone, the different patterns and the uses of each pattern and their functions. Also, you have to note that microphone pickup pattern is almost as same as pickup patterns or polar patterns or directionality. So all these three have a similarly different meaning and you have to be very clear on how to differentiate them. So let us learn what is directionality. So there are three types of directionality. One is unidirectional, bidirectional and omnidirectional. So what exactly is the meaning of directionality? So the directionality of a microphone refers to the capacity to record from various directions. Unidirectional, where uni means one, records sound from one direction only. Bidirectional, bi means two, picks up sound from two different directions, usually from the opposite ends. And omnidirectional, as the word omni suggests, means every or all. It records sound from all directions with equal sensitivity. Moving on to the next heading, which is polar patterns. What exactly is polar pattern? It is a visual graph that provides more detail than a choice of three Latin prefixes that we saw previously. So it's a bird's eye view polar graph. As you can see, a graph is represented here as an example. It shows 360 degrees of a circle, including concentric circles in and around it. And further you go out from the center, the stronger the sensitivity of the diaphragm is in that direction. So when you take the concept of directionality and combine it with the specificity of a polar pattern, you arrive at the final overview, which is the pickup pattern. That is what we are going to see next. So there are 6 types of microphone pickup patterns, which is cardioid, unidirectional or lobar, hypercardioid, omnidirectional, figure of 8 and supercardioid. So let us learn in detail what each of these types of pickup pattern means. So cardioid is perfect for documentary recording, weddings, events, and this shares the same origin and refers to the term heart to explain its shape on the polar graph. They are unidirectional and being more sensitive from the front, and it has a wide listening angle to accommodate the movement of the vocalist or the instrumentalist. The next type is bidirectional or figure 8 pattern, where this one is perfect for podcasts, radio interviews, and typically only found in large diaphragm condensers and ribbon microphones. The figure of 8 polar pattern will record sounds from the front and the back but reject sounds from the side. It is of a bidirectional directionality, as the word suggests. It is not a surprise and it is not often used for studio recordings. Okay, what is the next type of pickup pattern? It is omnidirectional. This is more suitable for interviews or moving objects. An omnidirectional microphone accepts sound from every direction and therefore doesn't require being pointed to any direction. You can set it and forget its existence. In a recording studio environment, these work well for groups or choirs. The problem is that they are monophobic instead of stereo. The next different type of microphone pickup pattern here is supercardioid, popularly known as shotgun, more suitable for reality television and scripted content. So the difference between this pickup pattern and that of cardioid is that it has even more narrow focus of sensitivity. However, the consequence is that it will also pick up some sound from directly behind the microphone. They pick up much less ambient sound in the signal unless it comes from directly behind. So moving on to the next similarly different type of pickup pattern, which is hypercardioid, or otherwise called as mini shotguns. This graph could probably confuse you a little bit because it is almost as similar to the previous one. So this is different where it is used for on-camera mics and documentary recording or instrument recording. This is great for isolating audio. While every brand is different, the biggest difference between a hypercardioid mic and a supercardioid mic is how much of the rear and side noise is picked up. So you would have noticed in the graph, if you look at it very carefully, the lower end of the marking is quite narrow for supercardioid. So that is where the difference lies. So the amount of noise or the sound that is picked up from the opposite direction is the main difference between these two models. Okay, the next and final type of pickup pattern here is LOBA, or the unidirectional microphone. So this is perfect for narrative film or control sets. While there is technically no such thing as a true unidirectional mic, a LOBA pattern is the most directional pickup pattern that can be used. Okay, here on the next slide, I've given a small visual representation of proximity effect. And now you will want to know what here exactly is. So this is that all cardioid type of microphone pickup patterns will exhibit what is called as proximity effect. This means that the effect occurs at an increasingly greater strength the closer the microphone gets to the source. So that is represented with a condenser shotgun microphone near a speaker. So you can see the green marking and the blue marking. So the greater or the closer the microphone gets to the source, the higher the sensitivity is. The effect is that there is an increased sensitivity in bass frequencies. Cardioid type of microphones are the preferable option for close miking, but people take that too literally at times without knowing about this effect. With this, we have come to the end of the second module, and I hope whatever that we learnt in this class about directionality, polar graphs, and pickup patterns helped you understand the variances that exist in microphones and understood the purpose of each one. So I'll get to you soon on another video about a very interesting topic. Until then, take care.